So an Alabama church's simple decision to forgive is offering us an example that I think we all need right now, right? We've got the division, the insanity, the chaotic culture, and this particular story surrounds a church called First Baptist Church. It's out in Grand Bay, Alabama, and it's a house of worship that went out of its way during the July 4th season to honor military veterans, right? So Pastor Royce DeBose, who runs the church, he got together with church members and they put 100 flags around the property. Now on each flag they had the name of a military hero. It was on a ribbon. Now, the crazy thing is that some mystery thief swoops in and actually takes 4 of these flags. Now, the church is sad, right? They're sad when this happens. They discover the flags are missing, and they then go to plan and replace the flags. But then something kind of crazy happens, right? A church member finds the missing flags propped up against a tree, along with an apology letter. Now, the letter comes from the perpetrator, and what's interesting is it's very apologetic. This person said, quote, "I was drinking. I had a dumb idea. I had no idea that they were the names of fallen heroes. Sincerely, I'm sorry." Now, rather than lash out or get angry over the entire ordeal, the church actually sets an example that can send all of us, I think, a really powerful message, especially as we deal with the fractured, chaotic times that we're in. They decided to forgive, and not only did they decide to forgive, but the church has openly invited the perpetrator to attend a Sunday service. Now, they don't know who this person is. They don't know the person's identity, and the pastor actually doesn't want to know because guess what? He doesn't want to embarrass the person. DeBose said, "To be honest, we don't want to know, and not because we're angry at them, but because we don't want to embarrass them to feel any more remorse than they are already feeling." I mean, when I read this, I'm thinking, wow, you talk about a Christian witness. Here you have a church and a pastor, and somebody's gone out of his or her way to actually take apart this precious monument. And these churchgoers are so understanding that they're actually worried about embarrassing the person who committed the crime. You know, we have cancer culture, and we call it cancel culture, but it's really a cancer, and it's on steroids, and it's involving nastiness and driving divide. And people, I think, have just forgotten the important truths that actually people can change, that forgiveness can matter, that we can love other people, and that we should love even our enemies, right? I mean, in this case, the person was remorseful, and that's great. But in a lot of cases, people are not sorry for their comments. They're not sorry for their behavior. And yes, it does help when people are apologetic. But if we're actually living in a Christian way, we're going to go out of our way to do what Jesus says. He says to love people no matter what, even if they're our enemies. So you look at Romans 12:14, it doesn't say thou shalt own the libs. It says, bless those who persecute you, bless and do not curse. And you've got Luke 6:27-28. It says, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. I mean, I can go on and on, but the lessons in this story are clear. Treat others well no matter how they treat you. And really, this is just much needed advice. We're heading into a crazy election season. We've got protests, COVID, on-edgedness, right? It continues to plague us, and we all want to lose it. I think a lot of us get frustrated on people who upset us, but man, you look at First Baptist Church, and they have such a convicting message that they're living out through action. So sure, let's defend truth, but let's remember to dole out love no matter what other people are sending our way, because in the end, it's truth that matters, and it matters way more than anger brought on by political whims. And look, to First Baptist Church directly, I want to actually thank you for giving us such a shining example of what it means to live out the gospel.